Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of the series covering the Hare programming language. In this video we are going to get into the tutorial and start writing some code. Very briefly before we do though, I want to make sure that you have an editor plugin installed and that you also know where to get help if you need it. I did previously point out a little bit of the community section in a previous video, but I would like to do so a little bit more in depth in this video. So let's start by clicking on Documentation and then click on Installation Guide. And you can see it right here on the left hand side, or if you scroll down a little bit, here is Editor Plugins. And this lists all of the plugins available for the various editors. I do know that Vim supports Hare out of the box. I'm using an editor called Helix, and that also supports Hare out of the box. I don't have time to show you how to install all of these. If you are using one of these editors, I'm going to assume that you know how to install plugins for it. And so let's also very briefly look at the community section. So here on the main page, click on Community, and this is going to be your main resource for anywhere that you need to get help. For example, please read the Code of Conduct before you participate in community spaces. This is very important. We'll briefly look at it. It has a pledge, standards, as well as where you can go if you feel someone has violated the Code of Conduct. So this is very important for participating in community spaces. Please read this first. Now here are the mailing lists. You can see that it says all mailing lists require the use of a plain text email. So go ahead, and if you want to do an internet search for that, two that I can recommend are ARC, which is AERC, and also Mutt. Those are two pretty well supported ones on Linux. Now you do have to have an email that supports IMAP and SMTP, or I think also maybe POP, but I think POP is a little bit more outdated. But you will need a plaintext email client. Here is the Hare Announce mailing list, and you can see all Hare users are encouraged to subscribe to the Hare Announce mailing list to receive important updates regarding changes to the Hare language, release announcements, and security advisories. So this is the subscribe to link. If you get your email client set up and click on this, it should automatically populate with the email address, but you can see if I hover over it, you can see the email address showing up in the bottom left hand corner. This right here is Hare users. This is going to be your main point of contact. So you see the Hare users mailing list is used for end user support, questions, and general discussion of Hare. So if you have any questions, this is going to be the main mailing list that you want to use. Here is the subscribe to link. You can see it popping up in the bottom left hand corner. And this is the post link if you want to post an email to this list. We're a very welcoming community. Again though, please read the Code of Conduct. We're more than happy to help you with any issues that you might have. I'm on there. There's also people who are more experienced than I am on there to help you out. So if you have any issues, this is going to be your main point of contact. Hare Dev is for development. Of course, if you're an experienced developer, or if you just want to sort of follow the development, feel free to subscribe to this email announcement. This is strictly for development and for the Hare developers, discussing new language features and things like that. So this is not an email. This is not the proper place to get help or something like that. Again, that's going to be Hare users. Here is what's called Hare RFC, which is request for comment, and as you can see, it says larger changes proposed for the Hare programming language. So if you want to get involved in some of those discussions, please feel free to. These are the IRC channels. If you are not familiar with IRC, this is Internet Relay Chat, and it's very similar to, it's just a chat channel basically, where when you type something it pops up immediately and the text kind of streams by as everyone's typing it and putting their text in. Now this is hosted on Libera, and so you can click on this link and you can jump on as a guest through the web portal. But if you would also like to set up an IRC client with an actual username, you can do that as well. If you want to just do an internet search for something like set up an IRC client. Now if you need help, there should be quite a few number of videos already on YouTube. Setting up a plain text email and setting up an IRC client. If for whatever reason you have trouble with that, and there's also a bunch of really great articles, you can mention that in the comments and I can try and make a video about setting both of these up and connecting to the Hare mailing list as well as the IRC. So this is the main IRC channel, which is just #Hare, and you can see questions and general discussion. This is for development, discussion about Hare development, and here's social, right? So it says for light off-topic discussion. And there is also a Fediverse instance, which is just a decentralized social media type platform, and here's the link for that, so feel free to follow the Hare Fostodon channel. And so that's it for the community. If you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments. And in this next section, we are going to jump into the tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. From the main page, click on this link, Tutorials. And we are going to be doing the General Language Introduction. So if you scroll down a bit, here's the How to Get Help section. I just covered this. And the first section we want to do is called Getting Started. So what I'm going to do is collapse this window and put it next to my text editor. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Start by setting up your local development environment according to the installation instructions. To test that it works, copy this code sample into a file named main.ha and run the following command. Hare run, and then you pass in your file, main.ha. So go ahead and type this in, or copy and paste this in. If you type it in, be aware of this exclamation point here after the function call, and notice that the main function terminates in a semicolon. So let's go ahead and try and run our program with the Hare run command. And it does indeed work. We get hello world. You can also compile this program into an executable like so. So this is the Hare build command. You say Hare build, and then you pass in the O flag to say lowercase o, and then you can name the program whatever you would like. We'll name it example, and then you pass in your file that you want to compile. And if you list your files, you can see the executable. Here's my main source file, here's the executable, and to run it, you just run it like any other file on a Unix system. And you can see that it did indeed run just fine. So, Hare programs use column-wide tab characters for indentation. I believe this follows the Linux style guide. It says, see the style guide for details and consider installing an editor plugin. Now this is a really great resource, so if you'd like to read that, please do. Okay, let's continue on with the next section. Breaking down Hello World. Let's briefly break down what's happening in this program, then go into more detail throughout the remainder of the tutorial. The first line is an import, which pulls the FMT module from the standard library. Click that link to view the documentation for this module. I'm not going to do that right now, but please feel free to pause the video. That's the main entry point to the FMT module. The purpose of this module is formatting text, and one of the functions it provides is printLine, which formats some text and prints it to the program's output along with a new line. But let's go ahead and look at that real quick. It's right here at the bottom. You can see this is the definition of it, printLine. So it takes a type of formattable. This is a variable argument, and you can see it can return type size on success and IO error on failure. You see it says formats values for printing using the default format modifiers and writes them to OS standard out, separated by spaces and followed by a line feed. The program's entry point is main, which executes after the program's environment is initialized. The shape of this function is defined by the Hare standard. It accepts no parameters and returns no values. This is what void means, and it must be exported so that the Hare runtime can use it. The only thing that this function does is call the printLine function from the format module, printing our Hello World message to the program's standard output. So here's our import statement. We're importing the format module. Oh, excuse me. This is the export keyword. fn defines a function. Here's main, and you can see the return type of void comes after the function. That's a little bit different compared to C. We have the equal sign, and then everything inside this body is our main function, obviously. Okay, so let's continue on with the next part of the lesson. Error handling in Hello World. Note the operator which follows the function call. This is the error assertion operator. So that's right here, it's the exclamation point that follows the call to printLine. It is possible for writing to the standard output to fail, and the programmer is required to address this scenario. Try removing it and compiling this program again. The compiler will complain. The simplest approach to error handling, though usually incorrect, is to use this operator to promise the compiler that the error will never occur. The compiler will hold you to this. If an error does occur, the program will crash. So let's try removing the error assertion operator and see what happens to our program. And you can see we got a compiler error, cannot ignore error here. So Hare has mandatory error handling. You can see this in action by simulating an error. Okay, the simplest approach to error handling, though usually incorrect, is to use this operator to promise the compiler that the error will never occur. The compiler will hold you to this. If an error does occur, the program will crash. You can see this in action by simulating an error. On Linux, you can do this like so. Okay, so let me replace the error assertion operator, and let's try to crash our program. And indeed, we did crash our program. Crashing is generally thought to be more desirable than allowing the program to continue under conditions which were thought to be impossible, as this often leads to security vulnerabilities or other undesirable behavior. We will go over better ways to deal with errors later on in the tutorial, but for now it's okay to use the error assertion operator to make the compiler happy. Next, we'll dive a bit deeper into a slightly more complex example. Before we continue, let's briefly cover what we learned so far. So here is the use keyword for importing modules from the standard library. This is the format module. The export keyword is used to export our main function to the Hare runtime. We do have to have a main function. The fn keyword is used for defining a function. This is main. It takes no parameters and it returns no value. So the return type comes after the function. Here we are using the printline function from the format module and just passing in a string literal as an argument. This is the error assertion operator, and it is a quick way to tell the compiler to crash your program if an error does occur. Hare is an expression-based language, so you need a semicolon at the end of your main function. And let's also briefly cover the Hare run command and the Hare build command. So the Hare run command is used to run our program without building it. To do that, you say Hare run, and then you pass in the file. The Hare build command is used for building our program into an executable. So you say Hare build, you pass in the lowercase o flag. You can name this whatever you would like, and then you pass in the file that you want to compile. If I list the files, you can see it right here. And let me also briefly show you the manual page for the Hare command. So if you type in man Hare, and let me make this a little bit bigger. This was installed when you bootstrapped Hare from source. So this is the manual page for the Hare command that I wanted to show you. We will be using Hare test later on in the tutorial. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. Please stay tuned. We are going to continue with the next part. Thank you so much and have a nice day.